Family, what's good? YouTube. I hope everybody doing well today. You already know the name. Y'all see it coming down across the platform in the background. But giving y'all week 2 NFL picks. Now, week 1 was some crazy stuff that happened, right? So with week 2, your approach has to be it's a lot of overreactions. So that's how I want you guys to look at this. You know, the numbers are going to be all over the place. There's some teams you think should easily win because of what happened last week. And maybe so. That's sometimes how I look at week 2. And there's sometimes going to be some disappointing losses that you were like, well, week 1 they won, but they kind of back down to earth on week 2, right? That's how I look at it. There are some lines that have been moving and changing. So if I've seen some lines in other books, I will let you know what I seen, and I might give you devil's advocate and pick one or the other on that side to why I believe. But with that all being said, let's get into it. We got the Minnesota Vikings Thursday Night Football traveling to the Philadelphia Brotherly Soul. Let's take on the Eagles. All right. Eagles are -7. Some books is -6.5. This is my approach. If you see -6.5, go ahead and take Philly to win and cover. Primetime game, first home game, there will be some electricity. But if you see +7, if you see 7 anywhere, go Minnesota. I believe Minnesota makes this game close. They already have to be in desperation mode now because, you have the Bears. Well, the Bears lost, but you have the Packers and the Lions that won, and you haven't won yet. You need to be in the win column. So I think they fight for this game. This will be a close game if you're going to take the +7. Now, 6.5 with me with the Eagles is this. If they win offensive game winning touchdown and the field goal, that's 7 points. You covered. Eagles looked a little sloppy, but the defense is still kind of there. Jalen Carter is a monster. And that's really my concern is who's going to contain them if you pick, with the Vikings on offensive line. We know Slade's going to probably be staying on Jefferson, but they do have Addison, and you can't sleep on him. So I think this game it's a really either-or game. I'm not betting this game. I'm not even entertaining this game. But if you had to ask me, give me Philly to win and cover, though. Next game, we have the Seattle Seahawks traveling to Detroit to take on the Lions. Lions are -5.5-point favorites. Give me the Lions to win and cover. This game last season was about 4.5, I believe. And with the Seahawks playing pretty bad last week, you almost think this is a sign for a comeback, but I don't think so. You get the Lions 10 days to rest, 10 days to look at their opponent, 10 days to watch to see what the Seahawks didn't do right and what they did right. My thing with the Seahawks is you don't have a pass rush because every time I was seeing the highlight, I was seeing Bobby Wagner taking a blitz to get the quarterback. That's a sign that's not good. That means you're getting rid of a linebacker that can be in coverage because your pass rush can't perform well. That's my concerns. If I'm the Lions, I'm pounding the rock on this D-line. And you need to give Gibbs the ball more, not no 7 attempts. He needs to get maybe 10, 15 attempts. I think this guy would be pretty solid with this offensive line. So you do that, play action fake, throw the ball down to St. Brown. I have to get a receiver core some props. I got some feedback because I said Lions receiver core was one of the worst. And the only reason why I said that because that Chiefs game showed it. Besides St. Brown, Reynolds stepped up, but there's nobody that can go over the top. And that's when you miss Jamison Williams. You need somebody over the top. And we'll see if they can find somebody for this game. But a lot of these, 10-yard under passes, it might work against the Seahawks team because they can't really stop a pass rush worth anything. So give me the Lions to win and cover. This is a statement game against them with the Seahawks. Next game, you have the Kansas City Chiefs traveling to Duval to take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Chiefs are -3 favorites. Give me the Chiefs to win and cover. I don't see another game where they drop 10 passes. I'm assuming Kelsey will be back. We know Chris Jones will be back. And you know what? I'm going to give the Kansas City Chiefs D-line as props because without Chris Jones, they had 2 guys that I never heard of. that were second-year players, and they stepped up against the Lions, who had a good offensive line. So imagine those players with Jones back against the Jaguars team, which, let's be real, the offensive line is not good at all. I think there will be a lot of problems. Patty's going to be on this game. He publicly came out and said he's embarrassed that he lost. He's going to make a statement. 10 days to rest, 10 days to sit back and think how we can do better, how we will be better. Give me the Chiefs to cover against the Jaguars. Next game, we have the Las Vegas Raiders traveling to Buffalo to take on the Bills. Bills are -8.5. Some books is -9.5. Regardless of that, give me the Raiders to cover. Bills to win. I don't think this is a cupcake win. I don't think this is easy as some people think. The Raiders balled out. I had to give Jimmy G his props. It was a nasty game, but he did what he needed to do. Devontae Adams, when he didn't get a touchdown, which I think he gets a touchdown this week, but the fact that when he caught the ball when needed was clutch, and all the attention was focused on him for Jacoby Myers to have 2 touchdowns and have a great game as well. You do have Josh Jacobs. You can run the ball against the Bills. We saw it Monday night. Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook had a field day against this Bills team. Josh Jacobs run that rock. Listen, this Bills team, I have concerns. I believe the Madden curse is a thing this year. We haven't seen a Madden curse in about, how many years? It's been a while, but I think this one comes back for Josh Allen. The turnovers have to stop. We haven't seen these mean turnovers since that ball left. And since his departure, we've been seeing a lot of turnovers. You can't even get a snap right. Come on now. But the Bills will win. But this is not a cakewalk, okay? Next game, we have the Baltimore Ravens traveling to Cincinnati to take on the Bengals. Bengals are -3. I got the Bengals to win and cover this game. Yes, they got blew out bad against the Browns. Completely bad. Yes, Burrow had 80 yards with 30 attempts. Very bad. But this is the get right back game. I saw the Ravens struggle first half, we'll say, against the Texans. I think it was 7-6.5. And it was a game that we don't even know if Mark Andrews was going to play, right? Because I didn't even expect him not to play the first game. A lot of passes were a lot of, they got to do a lot of the zone runs, and a lot of the Zay Flower screens and all that to be good. It's still a new offense, but the Bengals, they've been having this team number for the last few years with Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow playing against one another. This is a perfect get right back for Burrow. I mentioned about the secondary with the Ravens. We didn't even know Humphries wasn't going to play this game. So you have arguably 3 receivers in Higgins, Chase, Boyd, who could all at least be number 1 receivers somewhere else. They will show that in this game. So go ahead and give me the Bengals to win and cover this game. Good bounce back game for the Bengals. Next game, you have the Green Bay Packers traveling to Atlanta to take on the Falcons. Packers are -2. Some books -1.5. Give me the Packers to win and cover this game. I wasn't impressed with the Falcons win against the Panthers when you're playing against a rookie quarterback. I was not impressed. I told you they were going to run the ball a lot, and that's what the Falcons do. But the Packers played very well against the run. You wonder if they shut him down, and it's hard to shut down Robinson, Patterson, and Algier. It's hard to shut down 3 of them. But if they at least contain them decent, that means you're going to have Ritter. Ritter's going to have to pass the ball more. I don't think they want to do that. I just don't think they want to do it. Ritter didn't do. Ritter had like -5 yards at one point. I think that's a very concern. Jordan Love did look impressive. You do have Aaron Jones. You got AJ Dillon, of course, running the rock. Dobbs looked very good, very, very good. So you have to wonder if Watson comes back. That's going to be a problem because I know AJ Terrell will probably be on Dobbs, but you have to wonder if Watson comes back, who's checking him? Because I think Okuda might not be playing this game as well. So give me the Packers to win and cover this game. Next game, we have the LA Chargers going into Tennessee to take on the Titans. Titans are +3. I got the Chargers to win and cover this game. I'm not really 100% sure on how this game will turn out. I'm going to scratch on why I believe this game will go either way, but I'll give you a play that I think will work out right. Derrick Henry, anytime touchdown, and his yards. I tell you how bad the Chargers defense is running the ball. This game will prove it because this team is a run-first team. Do I believe Ryan Tannehill is finished? Yeah, I believe you might as well give Malik Willis another chance. And if that don't work out, you do have Will Levis. But my play for the game would be Derrick Henry yards and touchdown. I'm not entertaining this game. Next game, we got the Chicago Bears traveling to Tampa to take on the Bucks. Bucks are -3. I got the Bucks to win and cover. I believe they will completely take that run game from the Bears, which the Packers did. I mean, everyone was talking about Justin Fields, and I mean, didn't really do that good. I think Claypool is a bum. I believe he was just good because it was Pittsburgh. I don't think he's solid. I mean, DJ Moore is solid as well, but when you're playing against a great Tampa Bay defense, you got to worry about that front seven. You need to worry about Devin White coming in with 4 or 5 speed blitz and Justin Fields. I mean, you need to worry about this. This front seven for the Buccaneers, I wouldn't want to run against them. But yeah, man, give me the Bucks to win. I just think Baker's going to make a couple more plays better than Justin Fields and less mistakes. Next game, we have the Indianapolis Colts traveling to Houston to take on the Texans. Texans are +1. I got Texas to win and cover in a slight upset. Yes, the offense didn't play good against the Ravens. The defense played amazing against the Ravens. You can't look at that 25-9 score and say, oh, yeah, they blew out the Texans, but you should have watched that game because it was 7-6 in the first half. And I had Texas at +10, and they were covering until C.J. Stroud had opportunity. They were moving down the field, and it was a strip sack. That happens. That's okay. With the Colts, there's still offensive line issues. I have to wonder how fast this Texas defense will get to them. What will AR do? I just think it comes down to the running. Whoever runs the ball better, and I'm going to take the Texans. You don't have the absence of Jonathan Taylor is showing. I hope Jim Irsay and all of them are starting to realize. It will realize it probably in this game. You don't have arguably a top 5 back in the game because you don't want to pay him a couple more dollars. But this was show because Pierce, even against the Ravens, running the ball pretty efficiently. Nico Collins showed there's plus on that Texas defense and offense. The offense just need to score a touchdown. They were a touchdown away from covering last week. I do think they at least put up at least 2 tutties and a couple of field goals. It'll probably be like a 17-14 point game, but I still have Texas win this game. Division rivals. D'Amico will understand this a lot more because he was a Texan player as well. Next game, we have the San Francisco 49ers traveling to LA to take on the Rams. Niners are 8, some books -7.5. Regardless, I almost hate to say this, I'm going to still take the 49ers to win and cover regardless. When you go to LA, it's not really both teams, the Rams are more of a home team in LA, but you got San Francisco 49ers coming to LA. There's a ton of Niner fans. They will probably take over this damn arena. Purdy looked Purdy. The way he was throwing that ball, I was like, wow. Wow. I was really shocked. With the Rams, they did really do an impressive job. Aaron Donald held his own. But the lack of weapons. Now, the rookie that Stafford was thrown to, he balled out. If you had Cooper Kupp in this game and it was still +8, I would greatly love to take the Rams +8. But this is a game where you're probably going to need Cooper Kupp, and the lack of depth will probably show because the 49ers do have a lot of depth. And the Rams, like Cam Akers, he's pretty solid, but if you're telling me you're going to run the ball a lot, the 49ers are good on defense still, last time I checked. So, look how they did Harris. I don't even think Harris had 50 yards in the whole game last week. So I still think the 49ers defense shows up dominant in this game. Go ahead and give me the Niners to win and cover. Next game, we have the Giants traveling to Arizona to take on the Cardinals. Giants 5.5. Some book is 6. If it's 6, I'm taking the Cardinals to cover, Giants to win. Regardless, I'm taking the Cardinals to cover. I just that 40-point blowout to me was very nasty. That was like a bitter taste in my mouth. And if you're the Giants, I have a question. Why would you still play Daniel Jones and you guys? It's not like it's a comeback. Sit him out, bring somebody else in, and worry about the next week. That's my approach. That right there, I didn't get. But I do think the Giants win this game. Is it going to be easy? No. I think the thing you have to worry about the Cardinals, they have a defense. Um, I don't know his name. What was it like number 97 for the Cardinals? He was very impressive. He was making plays the whole entire game. I think that guy may make some more plays against this Giants offense. But I think it's a close game. It is in the desert. I wouldn't be shocked if the Cardinals win this game. Let's just be honest with you. But I have the Cardinals to cover +5.5, +6, however you want to take it. Next game, we have the New York Jets traveling to Jerry World, take on the Cowboys. Cowboys are 9.5 favorites. Jets to cover. Jets will cover. Cowboys win. Now, I did say Jets will probably win against the Bills. Did I expect Aaron Rodgers to get out for the season? No. I didn't expect that. Did I expect Zach Wilson to throw that one play to Garrett Wilson when he caught it and he mossed my man's with one hand? No. Did I expect the Hard Knocks guy that I was cheering for, Gibson, to make a return overtime kick return back? No. I didn't expect that. Did I expect this defense to be legit still? Hell yeah, I do. And this is the reason why I expect the Cowboys to be, they'll win, but I think the Jets will be in it. I can't really say much off the Cowboys blowing out the Giants because I think the Giants will be back to reality this year anyway. That doesn't really give me the sign. Now, if they drop 40 against the Jets defense, I would be like, okay, but I don't think that happens. I mean, from the D-line up to the secondary, very impressive. Very impressive. Even Zach Wilson didn't play that bad, honestly, but they're going to actually, if you're the Jets, I say you go run first. You got Breece Hall. You got Dalvin Cook. This is the same quarterback I think that was there that they actually were pretty solid until he got hurt. And then Mike White. This team is still will be solid. If you run the ball and play defense, that's my expectations with this game. I see them covering. I don't think it'd be easy for Dak. I mean, a lot of the times the Cowboys scored was because of special teams, defensive plays. I don't think this happens. The Jets keep this close, and I'm begging on Jets defense. So give me the Jets to cover the +9.5. Next game, we have the Washington Commanders. I still fuck with them when it was the Redskins. I ain't gonna lie. They take it on the Denver Broncos. Broncos are -3.5. I got the Broncos to win and cover this game. I think Russell Wilson is not it no more. But, Washington played very sloppy. And Washington is another team that starts very slow. So this might be an under game. I think I might like the under in this game. But, yeah, man. Sam Howell, I don't really trust that. But this is his first reality check because you are going to that altitude in Mile High. And, strange things do happen over there, as we saw last week with the Raiders game. Strange things do happen. I do think Sean Payton finds a way to pull it off. It might be like a 7-point win, but I don't see it being convincingly over the 3.5, no more than 7 points. So give me the Broncos to cover and win that game. Next game, we have the Miami Dolphins traveling to Foxborough to take on the Patriots. Dolphins -2.5 favorites. I got the Dolphins to win the cover. I was very impressed with what I saw last week. I even said Miami had a chance to win that game. Very, very impressed. Tyreek Hill's looking like the number one receiver in the league. Yes, I'm still going to back up Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill did the same thing he was doing last season with 3 different quarterbacks. How many other receivers had their same quarterback? Think about that. This guy is a monster, and you got Waddle. Tua looked amazing, almost 500 yards. The defense, I think they'll tweak it up a little bit. But looking at the Patriots side, Mac Jones didn't look bad. But let's be honest with you. I'll take back what I said about the Lions receiver core. the Patriots have probably the worst receiver core in the whole NFL. You don't know if Juju's going to get, you heard about his ankle, his knee may explode at any time. You don't know how that's going to go. The defense is pretty solid, but I don't think how much can you do when the offense won't score that much, because shootout against the Dolphins, I don't see that happening with the Patriots. Give me the Dolphins, like I said, win and cover, Sunday Night Football. Let's make it happen. Lastly, you do have two games of Monday Night Football, so we'll start with that. You do have the first one, New Orleans Saints. They will be traveling to Charlotte to take on the Carolina Panthers. Panthers are +3. I like the Saints to win and cover this game. I just think the problem with the Panthers right now will be the skill position players. I like Hurts, and I did end up taking his props because Hurts' prop was like 21.5 receiving yards. He easily cashed that. Hurts would probably be the best number one go-to target for Bryce Young besides Thielen. I like the run game, so you can run a little bit on the Saints, but I'm thinking about Thomas. I'm thinking about Olave, Jamal Williams. I'm thinking about all those players against the Panthers. I just see it being I can see it being a 17-13 game. And with that, I can still see the Saints winning 20-13. You feel more comfortable with that. But it'll be one of those games where, I think there is a lot of value on the Panthers because it is the first home game. But I still think Saints win this game outright. I will give them that. Lastly, you have the second Monday Night Football game. You have the Cleveland Browns traveling to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. Browns -2.5 favorites. I got the Browns to win the cover. And the one thing about the Browns that are concerning, they did dominate the Bengals, but it was 3-zip for like at least 2 quarters. And then all of a sudden the offense kind of jailed. Like I said, you're pretty much going to have to bank on Watson playing at least above average. But with the Steelers, I think there's no Cam Hayward for a few weeks. You have to wonder, we know the Browns are going to be a run-first team. And I do believe there's opportunities in the holes in the secondary to exploit. If you can give Watson a little bit of time, we'll wonder how the offensive line will be tested because there is no more Coughlin for the rest of the year. So we'll see how this team happens. We'll see how Mike Tomlin responds. Will I be betting this game? Absolutely not. But my official thoughts will be Browns to win the cover. You guys, as usual, keep on subscribing, liking the content. More stuff will be happening. Of course, we drop Good Friday every Friday as well. Like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what y'all think. As always, guys, be easy out here.